We talk about movies, we talk about games, we talk about anime, and other stuff. So thanks for joining us this week. We are Passion for the Geek. All right, here we are again. Another podcast of Passion for the Geek. Again, I am Justin with my co-hosts Elliot.
What's up?
And Josh.
Yo.
All right, this time we are going to talk about Spider-Man Homecoming and what a homecoming it was.
Indeed.
Yes.
Spider-Man in the MCU, probably, to me, one of the greatest things that could ever happen because, you know, Spider-Man is probably at his best interacting with other superheroes. So, you know, as a longtime fan of Spider-Man, I am so glad that he is in the MCU.
Yeah, man, I remember back in February 2014 is when the announcement happened. I was like driving home from work and like my phone was blowing up with a bunch of notifications like Spider-Man's back or in the MCU. I'm like, what? So I had to pull over and look at my phone. I was like, no fucking way. And I was so stoked, dude. It was awesome.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, and then I saw who they cast as Spider-Man, and I was like, dude, who the fuck is this kid? And then in Civil War, he like blew me away, so it worked out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I mean, all of my like early childhood memories of Spider-Man are, you know, of the older one. We watched the '90s.
Well, yeah, the '90s
show.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, and he's the cartoon, and he's not a high schooler there, and then grew up with this, what is it, Sam Raimi films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was only, you know, high school for the first part of the first film. So going back into like his actual origins, you know, as a high school student, I think is actually really cool. So
yeah.
And then skipping the origin story this time, which is a nice change of pace. So
yeah, I mean, of course, nobody wants to see it for a third time. But I was really like cautious about how it was going to turn out because, for me, yeah, it's the third reboot, but you know they are starting over, and I mean, I thought it was going to be a little meh when I first heard that, but then after seeing the film, I was really glad that they did skip all of that. And they just had, like, you know, that little line to what happened when he was talking to Ned. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I got bit by a spider, man.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I mean, I thought that was, you know, well handled.
They definitely, I thought the writing for that was pretty good.
I think the writing for the whole film was really good, to be honest. So
It really felt like it went back to what Spider-Man used to be, really, because he was kind of like Deadpool in a way. You know, he just had a quick wit, always told a joke, even when he was fighting. Like all the serious scenes where he was still like, you know, spitting out jokes and stuff like that. So it's good to see it go back to its comedic roots, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, because in the Raimi's Spider-Man, like even though they nailed Peter Parker, I feel like the Spider-Man side, he never really quipped or anything all too much. And then in this one, since like they could actually emote his eyes too, so like the suit
that was a big thing.
Could have a characterization as well. So it's not just like a blank face you're looking at. But
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, looking through like all of the all the costumes, you know, and everything, even if the eyes didn't emote, to me these ones look more authentic than the previous ones. I mean, don't get me wrong, the previous ones were really cool, you know, minus the first Amazing Spider-Man costume,
which looked like a basketball or something.
Yeah, but I mean, this one to me really like screams comic book Spider-Man.
Yeah. So yeah, like let's just jump right into like what was your big pros for the movie? Like what stood out to you the most?
Dude, to me, actually, it really was the writing, man. From beginning to end, I felt like it really flowed. There was like each scene. I was talking to my wife about it. Each scene seemed to have a purpose. It wasn't just in there to do something, but it actually seemed to either tell some sort of characterization of any kind of character, if it's Peter Parker or any of his friends, or even the Vulture. But it just seemed like the movie flowed so well, especially in the beginning parts.
Yeah, definitely the pacing felt like there wasn't any really laggy parts, or it just flowed really well, like you said.
It did not feel like an over 2-hour movie to me.
Yeah, you guys actually hit 2 of my points. I have 4 things written down for pros, and that was 2 of them. The pacing was, I think, spot on, and the writing was great.
Yeah.
And then another big pro, I mean, as everybody probably, it's universal acclaim, is Tom Holland as Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Dude, he just absolutely nailed it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think more than the previous 2 actors, because it's hard to just have it stand on its own without comparing the previous 2, because we've had so many iterations and so little time. But he definitely nailed both portions of the character, whereas like Toby's was I thought he really nailed Peter's portion, but Spider-Man was okay. But and then Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was pretty good, I guess. And then his Peter Parker just didn't scream Peter Parker to me at all, personally.
Like with Tom Holland, you could tell he was a nerd.
Yeah.
True, yeah. What I think helped Tom Holland a lot was his age is a lot closer to the character he's portraying than Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Because I think they were both in their 30s, right?
Yeah.
When they started playing Peter Parker, and I don't know, you could probably just tell that their age was kind of influencing their performance. So for Tom Holland, I think it just was probably more natural for him.
Yeah. Yeah, and same with the rest of the supporting cast.
All
of them were pretty much kids too. And then all the older movies were pretty much all adults, like trying to look like high schoolers. So
no, that's
all the adults be pros. Adults.
Yeah, one of my pros for this was the chemistry between the cast was actually, I thought, was really, really spot on. And to me, like, I have never heard of any of these kids before, and I thought they did a great job.
Yeah. Like
then,
like his buddy Ned was always a fun presence throughout.
Yeah, I mean with Ned, I feel like they used just the right amount.
Totally.
My feeling with Ned is just like, if they used just a bit more, to me it would have been overdone. But I think they did very well in using him. Yeah,
I remember after the movie was done, Justin, I remember you saying that you expected them to use more of the kids in the scenes.
I was going to talk about that in the cons, but yeah.
Yeah, to me, I felt like if they had used the kids more, then it would have been overdone. So to me, like, the way that they used them was kind of smart and clever, and it wasn't overdone.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, but you're one of those people who didn't watch any of the trailers. Like,
true.
If you're
That's
watching
true.
the trailers, if you're watching the trailers like I have, like all the trailers, all the clips, they seem to really focus on Peter and his friends and the kids and everything. And I guess it's the same thing with the whole Tony Stark thing. They advertised Tony Stark, Iron Man throughout the whole entire campaign, but you get so little of him. So I was just expecting a little bit more with the kids
right.
part. But I mean, it was fine. What they used, it worked well.
Right. Yeah. I actually expected less of Iron Man and Tony Stark. So I was like really surprised that they had him in there so long.
Yeah, actually, I was happy that he didn't really take over the movie like like you were saying, Justin, because he was plastered all over the marketing and stuff. Like I thought, like everyone was saying, like, oh, this is just going to be Iron Man 4 or whatever. But but yeah, he was just in there just the right amount, and
just to push the story along just a little bit.
Yeah, it was really Peter's story, which it needed to be.
Wasn't Civil War basically Iron Man 4?
Josh, it was Avengers 2.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, just like how this really, like Elliot said, this is Peter Parker's story, how he's becoming Spider-Man, and I really got that.
Yeah, no, totally.
You know, he had his powers for 6 months, but he still doesn't have, full control over it. And, which is like in stark contrast to, I was, looking up more of the PS4 game, the new Spider-Man game that's coming out.
Yeah.
I was watching some of the developers talking about it, and that game is specifically when with Peter Parker at the height of his powers, where he's used it, like he is used to it. He is basically mastered his powers, and so I was just like, that is just like really freaking cool how they portrayed Peter Parker and his story of growing into becoming Spider-Man and all the trials and tribulations he's going through, trying to balance life, trying to balance, becoming the hero he wants to be. So I really, really enjoyed that aspect of the film.
Yeah. This whole movie is him just wanting to become an Avenger, but then by the end he decides that, oh, you know what, like I want to stick with looking out for the smaller guys, which is what Spider-Man is all about. Yeah.
So do you think, in terms of character development for Peter Parker and, basically Spider-Man, that it followed closely to Doctor Strange? Because in Doctor Strange, he was the same way. He was just learning how to use his powers and stuff like that. I would argue even at the end of Doctor Strange, he didn't even get to a superhero level of competency using his powers, right? So would you guys compare it kind of? At least the character development.
I feel like Spider-Man did it a lot better.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Because it was more of, we got to see it in a shorter time span, so we got to see like a real growth. With Doctor Strange, it happened over a couple of months, and I mean, it's more of like we saw like, oh, he can do this now, oh, he can do that now. But with Spider-Man, you actually saw the whole actual development of how he's like getting better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So,
because with Doctor Strange, it kind of just did montages to get through all of his training and stuff. Whereas this one, like you're saying, like he's struggling to just save or just do like little tasks around the city. Just like that one scene where he accidentally like webs a dude to his own car.
Oh yeah.
Thinking he's breaking in or whatever.
Dude, yeah, the first like 30 minutes of this movie they were really good.
Yeah, it introduced you to Peter Parker and Spider-Man and how he's doing, what is his competency level at this time. And you're right. I think they really introduced it really well.
Yeah, I really liked how they showed him webbing, swinging through the city, and then he just like face plants on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that just like really shows that he's not really at a high level yet.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was another big difference from this to the past entries was you don't get that like. There's not that grand, like, epic shot of him swinging through the city that we've seen in the past movies, but in this one, he has to, like, run on the ground or drive cars to get to places. So, it was a nice change of pace that way.
Yeah.
And sticking with pros, probably one of the biggest pros and the big surprise for me was the villain. Because going in when they announced like, oh, it's gonna be Vulture, I was like, like he's never been
dude, yeah, me too.
one of the cooler Spider-Man villains. I mean, even his costume looks pretty lame, but in the movie, the way they adapted it was really cool. I thought
Oh yeah, I thought it was so good.
Yeah, it was a super intimidating, like a way bigger version of Falcon's suit or whatever, and and yeah, Michael Keaton like definitely nailed the part. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He what is it, dude? His acting in it was just really well. You could tell, he's doing it for his family, whatever he's doing, and then but he's getting frustrated with Spider-Man and even his own lackeys, not keeping low key, not hiding their asses, and you can see like that dynamic between I'm doing this and we're doing well, and then all of a sudden he kind of not like breaks, but he just turns into a villain,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's really menacing in those moments, like when he kills the first Shocker. He does it kind of nonchalantly.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorite scenes, probably, dude, is the whole car ride scene.
Yeah,
dude.
the car scene was amazing.
Yeah, from the beginning all the way up into where he drops him off. Because if you think about it, a lot is going on there, and it's happening with no costumes. No superheroes, no action scenes. It's just all, dialogue and...
Yeah, that was so good.
And, it's just like, Michael Keaton, the Vulture, Adrian Toomes, he's, just dropping off his daughter. And then throughout the whole entire course of it, he's connecting the dots, realizing who Peter Parker is. And then right at the end, he's menacing,
Yeah.
He is the villain of the movie, and it just completely like changes from there.
Yeah, it was a really cool twist when you get to find out, or when Peter knocks on the door and then he opens the door.
Oh yeah,
ending up being
that was crazy.
Yeah,
actually,
being Liz's dad. That was pretty cool.
Honestly, I expected it to be Michael Keaton who answered the door. But I didn't expect it to be her dad. Like, I expected them to find out who Peter Parker was and, like, take Liz hostage or something like that. I didn't expect it to be her dad. And so when everything was, like, everyone was acting normal, I was like, oh my god, that's real. Like, he is her dad. So, yeah, it was crazy.
So, yeah, definitely a big surprise there.
Yeah.
Because Marvel usually, their villains aren't the strongest, but this is definitely one of their best. Like having an actual sympathetic villain. So if this is their first step with Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery, which is pretty much one of the best in comics, then I'm definitely excited to see what they do with the rest. And they definitely tease the future with Scorpion there, as well. So that'll be cool.
Aren't most of Spider-Man's villains like those kind of like anti-hero or I don't know, anti-villain type characters where
not really, like
no?
with Adrian Toomes, I think they adapted it that way. I think he has like a granddaughter. I'm not sure. I mean, I read the first like maybe 20 issues when I had that unlimited Marvel subscription online.
Right.
But from what I read in the early issues, he's just your low level criminal at first.
Yeah, I think in the comics, he was like developing the Vulture technology, and then Norman Osborn like takes it away from him. So then he gets super pissed about that and seeks revenge and just starts like heisting banks and stuff like that. But,
right, I stand corrected. I just remember, I know the Sandman has always been one of the sympathetic villains.
With his daughter and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, not all of them are like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, actually, I think a lot of Spider-Man's villains are kooky and
yeah.
actually comical. So
that's fair. Well, cool. Should we move on to con?
What little ones there are?
Yeah, I don't have a ton either. Like I was trying to think of them before we started, but I honestly couldn't think of many. So that weird, very many. My only con that I have written down right now is they kind of changed the iconic characters, like which is totally fine, like, I guess. But the one that really stood out to me was MJ not having red hair, which, like, that's, like, totally fine, like I said. But, like, for being such an iconic character, I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're not trying to make her MJ in the sense that she is Mary Jane Watson.
Right.
I think they're just having... I think it's more like one of those Easter egg nod, like huge Easter egg nod things. Like they're not trying to make her Mary Jane Watson, but they are like trying to use MJ. But you know what I mean? Because they very clearly stated she is not Mary Jane Watson in any shape or form. She is a brand new original character, Michelle. So I think the MJ thing is just more of like like a nod or. You know, and just acknowledging, oh, this is, this isn't Mary Jane Watson, but she might be in the same vein,
like character-wise, right? Not necessarily
not character-wise, but like maybe like
her role, her role in
probably
the story?
her role maybe because it seems like, throughout the film it seemed like they hinted that she had something going on with Peter,
right?
Like she paid a lot of attention to him, and like at the end she like longingly looked at him as he was leaving. So I like I said, I don't think that she's meant to replace Mary Jane Watson, but maybe be like as maybe play her role, I guess. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but
that's I get it. I kind of thought she was going to be another like a Spider-Woman or Silk type character, but I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like they were hinting that she might already know that Peter is Spider-Man, just by his absences and stuff. But also Kevin Feige in a recent interview he did say what you were saying, Justin, where she's definitely not Mary Jane.
That's what I read.
She just has the MJ initials, but even in the movie, as soon as she says that, like Ned is like, but nobody calls you that. Like,
you don't have any friends, because she's like, oh, that my friends call me MJ. You don't have any friends.
right.
Yeah, that was definitely a bit of a con for me too. I mean, she had funny bits, but I was kind of surprised that she wasn't a bigger part of the story because
that was one of my things too, because they also like advertise the shit out of her too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And promoted, like Zendaya did a bunch of promotions with Tom Holland and everything, and it seemed like she was gonna be a bigger character than she really was.
Yeah,
I liked her though. I thought she was really good.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with her performance. So just I just thought she'd be in it more. And I guess another character I had a problem with was like you were talking about, Josh, in terms of iconic characters. Flash Thompson didn't quite.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I literally on my notes, the two characters I wrote down were MJ and Flash.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, it's totally fine to have them like be different and stuff like that. But yeah, like Flash is supposed to be, like intimidating, jock, and just like an all around bully. I didn't really feel any of those from him.
That's like another point though, because like I really like this movie, so I was looking up a bunch of Reddit stuff, a bunch of what the director is saying, what Kevin Feige was saying, and I think what they're going for with this whole entire movie, which I did kind of get, is to be modern.
No, so, I mean, that's like I get that too.
So, like, one of the reasons why they have a diverse cast is because that's what you will find in the inner city, like in Queens or something.
Yeah.
You'll find a diverse high school. And then the whole thing with Flash is, like, nowadays, bullies aren't just jocks. Bullies are, they can be, just, like, stuck-up assholes, just like what Flash was. Or, the rich and the privileged. they are the bullies also, like in the modern age. It's not all about muscles and brawn and all that stuff. So I think that's what they were trying to convey with the whole changing of the Flash character.
That's fair then. Like I got that. Like you could totally tell that they were trying to be modern with everything, and that totally gets through. Like the way they have everything written, I think they conveyed that really well.
Yeah, I mean that's not my views. That's just sort of hearing.
No, I know. Yeah,
or that's what I was read. That's what I've read up, and that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So one of the cons for me, on the same vein, it's just it's like one of those small little nitpicks. It's not like anything like major, but Donald Glover's character, I think he was. I mean, it's cool that they had a little nod there, but he didn't really. To me, he didn't really serve a purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I guess when I said earlier there was like almost no scenes that detracted. I mean, I guess the scenes that he did serve a purpose, but I feel like you could have just interchanged him with anybody and it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a waste of his character. It's just like they used him for a big Easter egg, and it's like, oh, that's it.
Yeah. Well, he's supposed to eventually become the Prowler, and then obviously his nod about having a nephew hints to Miles Morales. But I agree. He was kind of a throwaway character. Does Donald Glover always have that face where, like, I don't know, his eyes kind of look like he was super baked or something?
Yeah, no, dude, that was one of the things too. It was like his acting in it was not good at all to me. It was just like, yo, man, that just wasn't. You got to do better at this part of the job.
It does seem a little bit phoned in by him. Like he's actually a really good actor. And
no, I mean, I watched him in Community. I've seen that Atlanta show like a little bit. I know he's a good actor. That's why it surprised me. He didn't have any like range of emotions, I guess, or any acting. It's like, it's like, yo, man, I don't want those weapons in my neighborhood. And then like later in the movie he had that same kind of attitude. Hey, man, you gotta do better at this part, man. Hey, can you get this my hand off of this? I got ice cream in the car. So it's just it was kind of, he felt like just thrown in there for shits and giggles to me.
Yeah.
Probably another big personal nitpick for me was the new suit. I wasn't a huge fan of him having AI inside of it, because like that kind of gets rid of his Spidey sense, and like just it just kind of felt cheap, like where it like figured out everything for him, because like Spider-Man is just kind of just a street level hero that figures out things like on his own, and always has his back against a wall and figures it out despite that. So like having a fancy suit like that kind of takes that away. So I'm kind of hoping it doesn't come back in the future. Like I hope that the AI was taken out.
I think they're gonna stick with it, to be honest. I mean, that's one of the same thing here. I mean, I kind of didn't like the AI either. It and the fact that they didn't do the spider sense, they didn't, display it all that much. It was kind of a bummer, because that's like one of his major tools is the spider sense. But then again, like I was saying, I've been looking up a bunch of stuff and whatever, and a lot of other people think that they're using the AI Karen as like an audience relation to his inner monologues, because apparently, like, in the comics he talks to himself a lot.
I was reading that too,
all the time. So like they're thinking that in the movies this is a way to have sort of his inner monologue.
Sure, I guess so.
I mean, like Elliot, I don't favor it, but I think that's what they are trying to go for. So
I mean, I think they can definitely use it better. and we can at this point we can only hope that they use it better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, one of the things about the suit that I did like though is the multiple different webs that he could shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like Elliot was saying, it kind of sucks that he has the AI that's figuring out which one is best to use rather than him doing it.
Well,
himself.
I mean, he started choosing which one was best afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that he doesn't have that ability with the suit. It's just that at the beginning he didn't know how to use that stuff in the with the suit. So the AI Karen was helping him figure that out. Even though she even chose the options that he didn't want to choose, right? So I think they were showing us, So I'm pretty sure they were trying to show us that, yes, this AI is here and is helping him along, but that the AI can also make the wrong decisions, and that it is still Peter Parker making the decisions. Yeah.
But I don't know. It just felt too similar to Iron Man.
Yeah, I got that feeling too.
Dude, Spider-Man is receiving the torch from Iron Man. He's the mainstay, keeping the glue together.
No, but yeah, that's one of the problems I had with the suit too. It's just it felt too Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess in this one it was built by Tony Stark, so what can you do?
I think that's a bit about all I had for cons, though. Really, it's just really small nitpicks for me.
Yep. Me too.
Oh man, but that troll at the end, dude.
Oh yeah,
I hated that dude.
Troll.
I hated that so bad.
Dude, I loved it, dude. It was hilarious.
I was seriously hoping for some sort of connection to Infinity War, or maybe Ant-Man or Black Panther or something. Just any kind of connection, because I love when you have shared universes and everybody mixes with everybody and everything. And then when that stupid crap just came up, man, I was like, no freaking way. I sat through all this shit just for that.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I thought it was hilarious that they did that, because they knew that audiences would be hella pissed about it, and then they just totally trolled everybody.
They did it anyway.
Patience is key or whatever. I don't know. I thought it was pretty clever, but
I thought it was, yeah.
Yeah, but the previous post-credit scene was really good with Vulture deciding to not reveal Peter's identity to Scorpion, and then obviously it's teasing the future of Sinister Six and all that. So
possibly, I hope so, because I think rumors are that Sony is going to be using Kraven and Mysterio.
Yeah, Mysterio.
Mysterio, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I would wish that they would at least use Mysterio, because he's a funny villain, at least in the earlier comics. But yeah, I would hope that they would be able to at least use him. But if they were going to do a Sinister Six, I don't think they'd be using any of the really mainstay ones, I don't know if they would use Doc Ock anymore, because he's been used before. Green Goblin.
Yeah. But recently Feige said, a while back, he was saying we're trying to use characters and villains that we haven't seen on screen before. But most recently he said, now we're open to reusing characters. So we could see a new version of Doc Ock, and
I think that'd be cool. I mean, what's his name? Molina's Doc Ock was really good, dude. I loved it.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
Almost spot on.
Spider-Man 2.
Oh, okay, yeah. I liked him a lot.
So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it seems like Marvel Studios almost can't go wrong. They've revived, a horse that was beaten to death.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they saved Sony's ass, basically.
I know, and it seems like Sony's trying to shoot themselves in the foot again.
Yeah. Oh, let's right off the back of this success and make a Venom movie and Black Cat and Silver Sable or whatever. Yeah. It's just stop.
I mean, dude, I really hope that if they do all that stuff, like, it works out well. Because, like, imagine having, like, a Spider-Man and Venom movie and stuff like that. Oh, man. Imagine having a... What is it called? Is it Spider-Verse?
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool.
Oh, God, that'd be amazing.
But Venom isn't even in...
No, he's not,
Spider-Verse.
but they mention it a lot in it, I think.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, and then another, like, surprise thing was Gwyneth Paltrow, Pepper Potts, dude.
Oh, yeah. I thought she was done with MCU.
I think she had this last one that she had to do, and everybody thought it was going to be in Civil War, but then she didn't pop up. But I'm glad that she's back, because she's a really big part of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Looks like character, so... when I saw that and that they're, together, I think that helps show that Tony is, like, even
growing
though Tony
up,
didn't show up, it's not like growing up, but, like, it's just showing, like, it's just, like, going into his character again,
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, he has, I guess, grown up, but he has, gotten better, and he made up with Pepper, so...
Yeah, or in a way, he's kind of healing from what happened in Civil War and stuff, just trying to get back together. What did you guys think of Happy Hogan in this movie?
He was pretty good, dude. I don't really remember him from Iron Man and Iron Man 2, but in this movie he was pretty good. He was funny. He was
I
really
remember him from those movies, but, like, if you had asked me before I watched Spider-Man, like, who Happy was, I'd be like, I have no clue. But as soon as they showed him again, I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I knew who he was. It's just, I don't remember how he acted exactly in the first...
It was pretty much like this.
Iron Man. So... But Jon Favreau's really funny.
Yeah, he's good.
So.
Yeah, he was good, but, I mean, going back to Khan's a little bit, I think they overused him a little bit, like, because he kept just kind of, like, pushing Peter aside, like, not even listening to what he had to say, which was kind of annoying a little bit. But other than that, I thought it was nice to see him back again.
Yeah. Right. It's just all this talk of, like, returning characters and everything just made me super effing excited for Infinity War, man. I hope we get to see something from D23, but, fingers crossed. I know that we're going to see, like, hear a little bit more of the details of the plot and everything from what I've read, but I hope we get to at least see some sort of clip, because they just finished filming, I think.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, they just announced today they wrapped filming, so...
Nice. It's getting
close. Let's hope, that's the movie I've been, like... After Homecoming, this is the movie that I'm, like, most excited for, dude. Yeah, just because like I said, I love team-up stuff, like... Even back in the old 90s Spider-Man cartoon, whenever he did it with
Fantastic
met
Four.
up with Fantastic Four, X-Men, dude, especially X-Men, because X-Men is another one of the cartoons that we used to watch, and I love team-up movies. So when I'm gonna be, like, freaking out like a little girl when Avengers comes out, man. Yeah. Well,
I'm still, like, super excited for Thor. Because I just love zany, like, space stuff like that, and everything I've seen from that looks amazing. And then Black Panther too, from what they've just recently revealed with all those costumes, and it just looks really, really cool.
Black Panther.
Don't get me wrong, I'm excited for all the other MCU movies, but to me, like, whenever you team up people, that's just, like, the creme de la creme for me.
Creme de la creme.
Yeah. Alright, so how do you guys think it ranked up to the other MCU movies?
For me, it definitely ranked way up there with Civil War, I'd say. It's probably, for me, on par with Civil War, which I thought was the best MCU movie to date. And then probably followed, like, Iron Man or something. I'd have to, like, look through all of them again to, like, rank them. But definitely up there. Probably top 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Dude, I love Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. What about you, Elliot?
Well, actually, when I first walked out of the theater, to be perfectly honest, I wasn't, like, super blown away by it. But the more I've thought about it, and the more I've read and stuff, the more more I dug it. So probably somewhere in the middle of the rankings. I'm not sure where to put it yet. Probably have to watch it again.
Yeah, me too. I want to watch it again. So.
Yeah.
Oh, just my girlfriend watched it again with her roommate.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, today.
Lucky.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I was the same as you, Elliot. That's why I remember I texted you. Oh yeah, it was pretty neat or pretty good or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. You're right. It didn't blow me away. But like again, as I was thinking more and more about it, it was I enjoyed it more and more. And I think also one of the reasons why I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have is because we watched it in IMAX 3D.
Oh yeah,
and you know, we watched Doctor Strange in 3D, but that one was like tailor made for 3D.
Yeah,
and then for Spider-Man, it was kind of
a
little bit of an annoyance. Yes, distracting.
Just tacked on.
Yeah, I think if I watch it again, I'm gonna enjoy it way more. But yeah, I would say for me, it's in top 10, but not like super top for me.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why you guys just have to stop watching trailers. You know?
Yeah,
it's not even a trailer.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was, I think, a big problem because in the marketing they gave away a lot, especially in the second trailer. Basically, just did a beat by beat what the whole movie was. So I think that kind of played into my expectations. So it kind of just gave away a lot. So I was just waiting for the beats to happen in the movie. So there's that part of the trailer. Yeah,
I guess for me, I thought, I mean, with the trailers, I think they did give a lot away, in the way of surprises and stuff. But I didn't really, get detracted with the plot and everything. Certain scenes in the trailers showed up way different from when I thought they would. So for me, that was a welcome thing. But
wait,
I can see how. What?
Oh, let me just say this: I didn't even know Vulture was the villain in this movie until a day before we watched it.
Wow, dude!
Well, there you go. That's so from a person going completely blind in it.
Yeah,
it's one of the best movies.
Yeah.
All right. What about the other Spider-Man films, dude?
Well, just growing up with the Raimi films, those are still super nostalgic for me. So it's hard to beat the first two, I think.
That's what I was gonna say, dude. I was gonna say this is the third for me.
Comfortably third.
Yeah.
And then probably Spider-Man 3 after that, and then Amazing Spider-Man 1, and then the turd of the sequel. So
I can't believe you'd put Spider-Man 3 above Amazing Spider-Man 1 though.
Well, I just thought Amazing Spider-Man 1 was just a total waste of time, retread. It did absolutely nothing new. So I just was totally unimpressed.
I don't know. For me, I thought Amazing Spider-Man 1 was better than Spider-Man 3, just because they showed a lot more of, or I guess a better representation of what Peter Parker as a student would be. Because he was more of a sciencey, I guess, loner person, I guess I would say.
But he was
Amazing.
too...
I didn't get that at all.
Me neither. He was too cool.
Yeah.
He rode a skateboard.
Yeah, I guess so.
He was riding a skateboard, and plus he's way too good looking to.
Yeah. And he was messing with Flash. He would never do that.
Yeah.
That's fair, but I still thought it was better than emo Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. I was just gonna say Spider-Man 3 was super disappointing when it first came out, but I mean at least it had some heart to it. It didn't feel like a total product like the Amazing Spider-Man movies felt to me. They just felt like a Sony product, really.
That's fair. I mean, I enjoyed Amazing Spider-Man 1, so maybe that's just where I was getting at. I mean, like,
Yeah, I mean,
Spider-Man 3, I liked Spider-Man 3 more than probably other people do, but I liked Amazing Spider-Man 1.
yeah, I like, to me, I liked, to a certain degree, I liked all of the Spider-Man films, but I would have the same ranking as Elliot, but for me, it's more of, like, nostalgia factor, and my attachment to that version of Spider-Man. So, yeah, I would, just because it was the one that introduced me to all of it, I would say Spider-Man 1 is my top, and then Spider-Man 2, even though people like everywhere say Spider-Man 2 is the best. To me, it's just yeah, Spider-Man, just that whole thing. Spider-Man introduced me to want, like, I would sit in the car and then pretend to, like, when my parents were driving, pretend to, like, swing from the light poles and everything because of that first Spider-Man film. So to me, it's just that whole nostalgia factor, whether it's a, better movie as a movie, whatever. But yeah, to me, it's Spider-Man 1, then Spider-Man 2, then Homecoming, then Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man, and Amazing Spider-Man 2. But I mean, I like I said, I like all the films to a certain degree. But yeah, the two Amazing Spider-Man films were, they were pieces of crap. But because it's Spider-Man, I still enjoyed them.
Yep. Yeah, I would have the same as Justin, I think. So Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, this one. But for me, I would switch it up and I would say Amazing Spider-Man 1, then Spider-Man 3. And I haven't even seen Amazing Spider-Man 2, so I can't rate that one.
It really sucks.
Yeah, that's why I haven't watched it yet.
I mean, I enjoy it just because I like seeing Spider-Man swinging from stuff.
I might see it. I mean, it also has Jamie Foxx in it, and I like Jamie Foxx, so.
You won't like him in that movie.
God.
Yeah,
don't say that, Elliot.
He's kind of like the Andrew Garfield of, what is it, Electro?
Yeah,
all right.
He basically puts in like a Batman and Robin level performance in that movie. So, yeah.
Well, I'll have to check it out sometime.
But yeah, Josh, I kind of agree with Spider-Man 3. Like that movie's more of a mess than Amazing Spider-Man 1 was. So in terms of in terms of structure or whatnot, like Amazing Spider-Man 1 is a more solid film, but. At least I felt like Spider-Man 3 was trying to do something at least. But Yep.
All right, so I guess the next thing is overall thoughts and a score out of 10. I'm just going to, because we've been talking about it, my overall thoughts are it's a great movie. It was really fun. Writing was good. Character development was good. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. And the only thing keeping it from being a 10 out of 10 is the cons that we talked about.
Right on. What about you, Justin?
I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was, the perfect resurrection for Spider-Man, and also a great reintroduction into the MCU. You have all the MCU callbacks, like the Avengers Tower. You got Cap in there, who's doing the films or those little PSAs, and you have Tony Stark, of course. He even mentions Vision and all that stuff. So, but I mean, I give it an 8.5 out of 10 as my first time seeing review.
Right on. Yeah, initially I would walking out of the theater, I would probably rate it like 7.5.
Okay.
But the more I thought about it, I'd probably raise that up to 8. Just top to bottom, the cast was great, great chemistry, and great acting, especially by Tom Holland, was really captured everything that Peter Parker and Spider-Man should be. The action was pretty solid throughout, and the villain was definitely a big standout for me. So I was really excited by that. And, it was just a solid movie throughout.
Cool.
All right. You think that just about wraps it up, yeah?
Yeah. All right.
Sweet.
Thank you, everybody, for, listening to us talk and spiel about Spider-Man Homecoming. As always, if you guys want to follow us, we're on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, Passion for the Geek. And check out our website too, WordPress.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. See you later.
Until next time.